Okay, hey ladies, it is February 20th, which is crazy because it means March is almost here. But what I wanted to do tonight is just really quickly give you an overview of what exactly Emerald is, what it takes to get there, and why you can do it pretty quickly. I think so many of us think rank advancement takes all this time and it's like a super far-fetched goal, but that's absolutely not the case. While it is an awesome goal or an awesome achievement and will be celebrated, it is not something that you should feel like is completely out of your reach. You can do this in 24 hours. But for those of you, some of you on this team are already Emerald, and those of you who are not yet Emerald and are pushing for it, especially this month, the being Team Cup, there's incentives for you to hit Emerald this month if you're on a Team Cup. I definitely wanted to give you guys this quick overview of exactly what it takes to get there, and then also answer some questions if you weren't really sure what everything means. So I am going to share my screen, and hopefully this won't take too long. So I will make it bigger. There we go. Okay, so Emerald rank. I think all of you, most of you on this team, definitely if you're not an Emerald yet, have this as a goal and you want to achieve it fairly quickly. So what Emerald is exactly is you have an active coach on either side. So you have an active coach on your left and you have an active coach on your right. And the reason they do that is Beachbody really wants you to focus on building both sides of your business. And you may say, okay, hand up, I don't even understand what legs mean, and that's okay. The purpose of you isn't for you to understand everything yet, but hopefully when we talk about things like legs and volume and what it takes to get to a certain rank, this will help make sense. So as an Emerald, picture that that's you right here where the green Emerald is. All it takes to be an Emerald is you have an active coach on either leg. And so it doesn't matter if they're a coach that signs up simply to get the discount. It doesn't matter if it's a challenger who converts later on. It doesn't matter if it's someone who actually wants to work the business. As you all are very familiar, Beachbody doesn't really classify a regular business building coach to just a discount coach. So it can be anyone, which is really cool because it makes it even easier to get to that rank. So that is why we talk a lot about putting a controlled business center on your weak leg. Hey, Carrie. I am just going over this presentation about becoming an Emerald. So I'm recording it. So we talk about when you become an Emerald, this is why we talk about having that controlled center on one side. So if you...
I'm going to mute this thing.
I think you just mute it. Yeah, there you go. So you will have, this is like a picture of what my business center looks like. So for me, I've got my right leg, which is for me my strong leg, and then my left leg is my weak leg. So that means when I first started, I put my husband on my weak leg. I didn't really understand why I needed to do that in the beginning, but I knew that one, that put me halfway to Emerald, and two, my coach reassured me that down the road, as I continue to build my business, I will see perks from that, meaning I will see essentially us double dipping when it comes to income, which I'll explain to you about a little bit more in just a little bit. But basically, to become Emerald, it can be, you know, a spouse, a grandmother, a friend, someone that you know that you would be able to access their account and down the road add coaches to it. They could be someone who wants to work the business down the road, or they never want to work the business. But the benefit of you putting a controlled center is that a couple of reasons. One, you're going to be able to build out a business underneath them. So for me, I've been able, this is my husband, I've been able to put coaches underneath him. And two, as the volume, and I'll explain that a little bit more in just a little bit, as the volume starts to accumulate all of it starts from the bottom to the top. All of that's going to roll up. So not only am I getting the perks of all of the volume that's coming from the bottom to the top, so is my husband. So that's why we talk about having that controlled business center so much sooner rather than later, because that ensures that you have the future potential to maximize the earning potential. So for example, in this example, this is, let's say this is you, Carrie, down here under Sarah's account. Now, if you're not sure, if you don't understand what weak leg or strong leg means right now, you can talk to me, talk to Sarah, I can help you explain it. But basically, when you go into your genealogy and your coach back office, which I'll show you how to do all of that, you're gonna see yourself and you're gonna see, I mean, it's gonna look like a triangle. So basically, Carrie's gonna be right here, and I'm not sure which side you're on, Carrie, but you would have coaches underneath you already on one side. And those are the coaches that I'm helping to place. Those are the coaches that Sarah's going to help place. But then on the other side, you're not going to have any coaches. So that's why, I mean, this opportunity, I think we talk a lot about it. It's like not something, it's not like a get rich quick thing. Like it takes time and it takes consistency and it takes putting work into the business. But what you would then do is when you have a controlled business center that you would start, you would put them under your weak leg. And then down the road, you could place another coach under there, and then you would also place coaches on the other leg. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. There's really no rhyme or reason how you place your coaches once you have your controlled business center. But that's just a little bit more background on what that really means. And then with your control business center, in order to actually stay an Emerald, you just need to have both of your coaches active. And in order to be active, that means they need at least 50 personal volume points, or you'll see it as PV. And so personal volume can be like when you get a bag of Shakeology, that's 90 PV. You only need 50 when you're just a coach to stay active. So you sign up your control business center. You maybe you initially order them under a challenge pack, and then to stay active, they only need to have 50 PV going forward. And then, like for example, before my husband was an Emerald, I stopped ordering under his account for a little while once I had a coach under him. So it's not something where you have to keep that person active forever, but it holds their spot. So now my hubby, when every Thursday is payday in the Beachbody, in the coaching world, every Thursday I'm getting some income or a paycheck basically in his account too, which is like super, super cool. So, and just back on the personal volume too. So every product that you can get has volume points associated with. So in order to get PV, you could get your Energize and some beach bars. You could get, the Power Greens and like Hydrate. So there's different ways to get PV. I think I have a sheet that shows you all these different examples. But basically, in order to stay active, someone just needs to have that 50 PV, and that's going to ensure that would keep you at your Emerald until you get another coach underneath them. And then once, in just a little bit more about volume, once you are Emerald, it's just in order to stay Emerald, you just need to make sure that obviously you have those two coaches who are active, but you yourself would need 90 PV. So that means, if you're drinking Shakeology every month, that's going to be your 90 PV. But that's kind of the clarification when it comes to volume. And if this is completely over your head right now, do not stress. This is just, again, helping you get comfortable with understanding kind of the terminology that you'll hear. So as you do a deeper dive into kind of some coach training in the coming weeks, you already have a good understanding of what it takes to be an Emerald. And then let's go to the next thing. Let me go back a couple other things. The reason, and I kind of touched on this before, but the reason it is so critical, I think, for someone to open that control business center from the beginning is when you get to a point in your business that you start hitting that residual income, meaning the like tomorrow's payday. Like I helped a person get started with a challenge pack this week, but I'm also, because I have all of this volume that's accumulated from the top or from the bottom down, I'm going to be getting volume from that. And that's the residual, because you do this thing called cycle. It's a magical cycle and you get free money basically. But that is why it's so important to put that person there, because as you grow your business, they will start to do the thing called the magical cycle too. And you're doing your efforts in your account, your control business center, whoever that may be, you're able to control that center. It's doing, you're getting an income from that too. So that's why it's so important, because even though you don't see it now, down the road, it's going to pay off. So, and I'll show you in a minute, like when I go into my account, I have all of this volume on my strong leg, on my husband's strong leg, just sitting there. And so as I slowly start to build out his weak leg, I'll start to cycle, and I'll see that come through in terms of what I'm getting paid. And the reason, like for example, if I had not signed up Eric until he was, I don't know, 6 months down the road, and I put him down here, then I would have missed out on all of the volume from here to here, because the volume again starts from the top or from the bottom down. So that's why you place them first, so they can accumulate that as you build out your business. And then let's see what else. Okay, so I will talk a little bit more about why you hit Emerald. So first of all, I want to talk about team cycling, because I kind of touched on that a little bit, and you may not understand what that means. But basically, once you hit Emerald, you have the ability to cycle, meaning as you accumulate volume on one leg and then you accumulate volume on the other leg, you have to hit 200 PV, personal or volume points on one side, 100 on the other side. And every time you do that, you do this thing called a cycle. And for an Emerald, you get $14 a cycle. So basically, just for helping other people, having your coaches help other people, you're getting all of that volume rolled up to you through that PV. And once you hit Emerald, you're eligible for the cycle bonuses. So that's why my husband's now an Emerald in his count. So every week, when it's tomorrow on Thursday, every time one leg hits 200 PV and the other leg hits 100, I get a cycle. And same with his. So it's just really cool, because there's some weeks where maybe my commission's, X amount, but like my cycle's double that. And it's just started. I'm just starting to see that residual income pay off. And I'm, a year and a half in the business. So it takes time. It takes patience. It takes trusting the process and knowing that if you show up, if you're consistent, if you continue to keep your goals in front of you, you will see this payoff in the form of this residual income. And just a fun story. There are people on our team. I know that you'll see us, you'll see sometimes Annie Wallace in our group, which is Brooke's coach. There are some weeks where she's not a huge Success Club earner, but she will, help a couple people each month. But then there are some weeks where her personal volume is like in the thousands in terms of her paycheck, just from, or not personal volume, her cycle. So she is getting like thousands upon thousands weekly just from cycling, because she has this huge team that's built out under her. And she obviously signed up has a control business center who's seeing that perk as well. So that's what's super cool about hitting Emerald, because you are then eligible for the team cycling. And we have a couple girls in this group who have already cycled a couple times, and it's just free money. And then also it's it's a huge stepping stone for your business. Getting to the Emerald rank means that, it shows Beachbody, it shows us that you're committed, you're moving your business forward, and you're starting to build out your own team. I think that we often think of rank as something that is so far-fetched, something that we can't do, but that's not true. Emerald is something, you can do super quickly. It's just a matter of showing up, being consistent, but it does show that you are moving your business forward. One of my favorite perks is you get free customer leads. So once you hit Emerald, if you hit Emerald and you get Success Club 5, which means you help 5 people get started with a challenge pack or Shakeology Home Direct, you will get free leads. So basically think of it as like someone goes to the Beachbody website, signs up for, Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology and a challenge pack, but they don't have a coach. So there's, there's like a huge pot of these. So basically everyone who's an Emerald and hit or higher and hits that, Success Club 5, they are eligible for those leads. So I, every month in my account, whatever I did last month, the next month, I get all of these leads that just show up in my account. And then when you hit Success Club 10, meaning you help 5 people in a month, and obviously you're Emerald, you get also Shakeology leads. So that means people who go to the website and buy Shakeology, you will get those leads. And so the first time you don't get the Success Club points, but if they continue to order or, do like a challenge pack or convert in some way, you're going to, reap the rewards of that. Actually, funny story, Samantha Stone, who's one of our awesome leaders on our team, was a lead. So she is someone that I think she initially signed up and I'd emailed her a couple times. Finally, we connected and here she is today. So, and you'll get some leads that, nothing ever comes from it, but there are some awesome leads that come out of it. And that's just another perk of being Emerald. And then it's the credibility too, having the ability to help lead others on our team, help lead others on Team Liberate, which is our upline, is another awesome, perk of Emerald. And once you hit Emerald, the next rank advancement would be Ruby, which means you still have your 2 active coaches underneath you. And then you have so you have 4 coaches on each side, and then 2 of those coaches are Emeralds. And then Diamond is when you have 4 coaches on each side, and 2 of those coaches are Emeralds as well. So, and then after that, you hit like Star, Diamond, and things like that. So I won't focus this call on that. That's just understanding of kind of what the roadmap looks like from after you hit Emerald. But again, guys, this is not hard. I mean, some people sign up like their spouse, and then they sign up like their mom. And a lot of you have already signed up your spouse, or you already have a control business center like a mom or a cousin or whoever. And then the next thing you have to do is you just help a challenger who becomes a coach or signs up as a discount coach or a family member, and then you're Emerald. And there's so many perks that come with Emerald. So let's start now. Let's see what time it is. Let's see, anything I missed? I don't think so. So, I mean, I think this, especially those of you who are new, if this seems like a little bit over your head, ask me questions. I just want you to understand, fully understand what it means to be Emerald, what it means to stay active. Like once you're Emerald, you want to make sure the 2 coaches underneath you, when you only have 2 coaches, are active, and that only requires 50 PV or more. And then after that, as you start to build out other coaches on those legs, you don't necessarily have to keep your control business center active. So just keep that in mind. So what I want you to do is when you watch this, write down 3 options of people that could be your control business center. It could be a spouse. It could be a sister. It could be your dad, your mom, your father-in-law, your cousin. It is important to talk to them about it. But what you would then do is I would recommend signing them up with a challenge pack. But the perk of that is, yes, you're going to pay the $160 to sign them up for a challenge pack. You could do it with the performance line if you already have Shakeology. You could do it with another product that you don't have, but you're going to couple things that help, that makes them a coach. You'll sign them up as a coach, and there's no fee to sign up when they get a challenge pack. That $39 fee is waived. And then secondly, you'll get commission back on that product purchase. So like when I signed up my husband with a challenge pack, I got commission back on that. Even though we essentially paid for that, we got money back because he signed up under me. So I see that come back as commission to me. And then I also get volume from that. And I get 2 Success Club points. So for example, Shayla just signed up her husband this month. She has a new coach for the month, and she has 2 Success Club points. So that gets her a little bit closer to hitting Success Club 5, which is always the goal for each month, helping 3 people. And that's, I mean, there's so many, benefits of just signing up, because you do kind of get that back, especially if it's someone in your family and you're essentially, helping pay that. So write down, 3 people and then send them to me or send them to your coach. So Sarah or Samantha, if it's Ashley or Carrie, send it to your coach and copy me too, but let us know who your options for controlled business centers could be. And then make a list of 15 people you love that you want to join you. So I think so much of this business is built on consistency, but it's also built on, you have to invite people to join you. It doesn't have to be salesy. It doesn't have to feel icky. It's simply just sharing your love of something that you're already doing, that is effective, that works, and seeing if they want to join you on this journey. And maybe it's someone who doesn't necessarily, they just want to try it. They're not going to sign up with a coach discount or anything yet. That's fine, but definitely keep inviting. And I think all of you are kind of new enough that you have at least 15 people in your warm market, meaning people that that you could at least start to talk to. And from that, there could be people that sign up for the coach discount, or there could be people out there that maybe are interested in this and doing this opportunity. But you just never know until you ask. One of my coaches always says, it's going to Target and finding the most awesome thing and, never telling anyone about it. You go to your stories, you talk about the thing you ordered on Amazon, you talk about this awesome recipe you made, because you want people to have the same satisfaction that you have. Same thing with this. It's something that should definitely be shared. And then finally, go to your calendar and write your goal of when you want to do this. Emerald, goals will only happen if you actually articulate them, if you actually see them every day. So it's important to make sure you have set a goal and not just sometime in 2019. Write it down, get a little uncomfortable with it, and then let me know what the date is. So I think that's it. I think I lost Carrie, but if you have any questions, let me know. I will share this on our team page. And this is actually my first time doing the Push to Emerald training. So if I seem a little fuzzy on some things, sorry. But it's definitely something that is easily attainable, very quickly. But I'm happy to help you if you need help understanding which leg is which. All of that. Happy to help you, and I hope you guys have a good night. All right, bye.